have you ever wondered what your values are? And what I mean by values are your traits, your characteristics, a personality of what makes you you at your kind of soul level, let's say. And a lot of times we like to find these values as it helps us, again, when we're looking for things to enjoy or going out with friends or looking for like career changes, for example. Ultimately, we're always looking to do what are in line with our values because it's at that moment what brings us the most joy, the most love, that just fulfilling feeling. But a lot of the times, if we're then going for a change, or we're looking for a career change, or we're looking to do new activities, go out and try something new, sometimes we're just not aware of what our values are, kind of at their core level. Now, what we have is a tool where, kind of little tool we can use just to find out what those values are for you at this current moment. And how you do that is quite simple. It's again, you can find the downloadable on my website, but ultimately it starts like a 4-step process. And the first step is think of a story, a time in your life where you're at your most happiest. It could be from like yesterday, or from when you're a kid, when you're a young adult, or going through school, and old work, just anything where you felt that was the happiest you'd ever been. And write down kind of what you were feeling, the attributes, the characteristics, the emotions, whether it's like pride, security, joy, loved. It's all important. So then once you've done that, do another example, another story, another time when you're at your most happiest, and again write down what comes up. And then you do it 2 more times with when you're at your most, when you felt your most loved. What was happening, sort of again the emotions, the attributes, the characteristics. And once you've done those 4 examples, you go on to step 2. And it can be as many, like you may have like a list of like 10, 20, 40, for example. Now the next step is to look for trends. Take time and sort of circle, or write on a little bit of paper all those attributes that appeared more than once, because chances are if they appeared more than once, they're the values that are most important to you. So then once you have, hopefully it's like a list of like 5 to 10, and this is one of my extreme examples where for step 3, imagine all those values were in a burning building. I said it would get a bit dark, and when those values are in a burning building, picture, or what are the values that you would be looking to save? What value do you choose first? If those, I guess, okay, so if you have like 5 values, which are the 3, let's say, you use an example of 3, which of those 3 values would you save from that burning building? And then you'd write them down. And then once you have those 3 values, then you then decide for the last step, which is the one you'd save first. And then you put a reason to why. Why is that important to you? What does having that give you? And what can you do to get more of it in your life now? So once you've written that, then you can see where this is going. What's the second of those 3 values you would save next? And then again, you write down, why is it important? What would it give you? And what would having more of it give you? And then you do the same with the last one. So then what you have is, ultimately, as your final result, you have the 3 values that are most important to your life right now, and you have the reasoning as to why. So then what you can do is anything you're looking to do in your, like, and as a next chapter, whether it's like a career change or a lifestyle change, you now have an understanding of why, of doing it in alignment with those values, because ultimately that's, having those values is important to you, and that's what brings you joy, if say joy is one of those values, because we're always looking for something that will align with those values. So those are what you can use as your principles, as those are your core values of what makes you you, that you're naturally, if you're stuck of what to do, find something that brings those values in with this next chapter. So if you're looking for a career change and you value friendship, or you value togetherness and joy, so it's like, well, is there a career out there where I can be in and around people in a fun environment? And then it can obviously be kind of aligned with something like an activity that you enjoy. So it's those kind of little details as to those are your values, and I'm going to try and do something that brings in with those values. So hopefully that was a good understanding as to what your values are, why they're important, and how you can go about searching for what those values are. And as always, it's all on my website. Do reach out to me if you want to work together on this, and yeah, moving forward, and then yeah, hopefully you find out what your values are.